The level of experimentation on this blackboard is over the roof. There has been a lot of experience today, and I feel like this is also gonna be an experience to me. Yeah. So welcome aboard into my thinking chamber. I have a system of 7 energies. And I want to test one thing. How do I embrace those energies? How do I expand on them? I think I have an idea. Because those energies shortcut. They can shortcut from one another even though it's not valid to do so. And what I'm experimenting right now upon is the fact that it's fucking late, but you can hear me better because there is no noise. Everything is echoing so fucking easily. Yikes. It's almost like because there is no vibration in the air, is that I'm getting such a clear ability to control, ability to sound better. That is pretty fucking badass, if you ask me. The fact that it doesn't matter, it's day or night, still able to achieve a pretty possible adaptation to make videos, which is not possible when you have other people around. So 24/7 guys, 24/7. That's how it works. Alright. Another important part is clarity and simplicity. If I can do it very simply, very carefully, if I can sound cool doing that, gently and carefully, just get my point out. Maybe we can do this, you know. Maybe we can achieve something. All this video was supposed to do is kind of expand my abilities by experimentation, by testing. This way I can set up myself to just simply expand more. And this is one of the good examples of extending yourself, right? Extending an energy. Which energy in particular, not actually sure. I might be extending an energy of interaction, where I'm interacting with other people indirectly, but I can still trick myself that I am doing that, and that it's very important because it, well, increases my social status, sort of, right? It embraces who I am, because it comes from the energy number 2, which is who I am. To embrace that, it turns into energy number 5, which is an interaction. So yeah, an interaction is this video, right? this video is an interaction. It might not be too direct, but at this moment, that's what I'm looking for. So it turns into that. It's very shortcutting, or it's kind of like what I have to achieve in order to embrace that energy. Number 2, I have to go to number 5. Whether I go like this or like that, it only increases the validity and the power, I guess. If it's valid, it's kind of, more powerful. When it's not valid, it's just a simple transition. Straightforward. Now, okay. One of the reasons why I'm trying to do here as well, I'm trying to understand how to embrace an energy, right? How to do this. Okay. Which energy am I embracing again? Energy number 5. One interesting thing that I figured is when there is another person that you can learn from, he can really help you out shortcutting energies. Does that mean that I have to think that I'm actually interacting with someone? I don't know. But the thing is, if I send energies shortcutting, I cannot finish the cycle and shortcut even more to the same energy. I have to finish the cycle and then shortcut it, which kind of sucks. What you want to do, you want to have a person that has some kind of knowledge. We'll have to draw from here. How does he do that? And then you have to understand that you need to substitute. How does that happen? It's just through time. Someone is actually doing the job. Someone is using the time to understand, or just to do this. They're using time. That's the main way, right? Okay. That's the theory. How does it work? So I'm trying to make a video, I'm trying to embrace that. How is a person is going to re-embrace that? Or my imagination of a person? Or what? I mean, the whole point is that you cannot embrace it yourself. Unless you have enough energy here, you can just keep on firing into the thing. Which means in order to make interactions, you have to keep on firing either memories or something like that. In order to keep on putting thoughts together, you have to have ideas. And that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to connect dots. Right? And it doesn't seem like a blackboard to me. It's a completely different style of video, even though it kind of is closer to an idea of what blackboard is. basically me thinking and trying to figure out a simple solution to the problem. Or basically you can see maths unfold real fucking time. But it's some kind of Blackboard Plus. If you really want Blackboard experience, this is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for some deep shit. Blackboard Plus. Oh baby, we're in for a long ride, guys. Long ride. Well, blackboards are gonna get shorter and more condensed, but kind of more split it up into parts. There's gonna be Blackboards Plus that are gonna be super lengthy. And we just getting started. Because I need to understand one thing. And this is completely uncut and all this stuff. You know, what the blackboard should look like. Except without my face. Because, you know, it's a little bit too random. If it's 24/7, possibility is only for Blackboards Plus, let's say. But that also needs to happen because of all this thing that you're trying to put together. You're trying to stimulate yourself. One cool thing that's happening right now is just self-stimulation. But I still can't fathom that I'm actually self-stimulating into a shortcut of energy. That would be so badass. But that's what you're supposed to do, right? Self-stimulate into an energy. That's what sixth energy is. It's connecting the dots. Putting, you know, rules, clear rules of how to do things. So what I'm trying to do is figure out how to embrace an energy. How to be able to make rules, for example. That's a little bit too complicated, but energy, right? But yeah, I'm kind of doing that right now. So maybe that's what we should focus at the moment. Focus on what is going on and how am I creating these rules. First, of course, test, right? I figure out. I'm trying to create an experience that is self-propelling experience. Again, self-stimulating experience. That's what Chewy is. It's an experience. Energy number 2 is experience. And if I can self-stimulate that, I can actually tune in to an energy and embrace it. And it's kind of different type of embracement because you quickly draw it. You use a lot of time, and you invest that back. It is shortcutted, which is not valid. It's not or valuable. Not sure how to put it. It's not something that, you know, it's condensed or simplified. it just happens, right? It's just super fresh. So the perception of that there is a viewer out there is just an embracement of the experience. What's going on here? And as you can see, the process is very slow because I actually have to think, I have to take time. This is the most important part. When you traveling from one energy to another, which is close one, not shortcutting. Shortcutting is kind of electrical shot into another energy, just transformation. But actually going from one energy to another, which is kind of the only way. Yeah, you can bounce around, but that is that legit? More legit than time? I would say it's legit if you have the abilities to do so. But transforming 7 times back into the same energy. Wait, it's 1, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So you transform back into the same energy after 7 transformations. Oh man, let's see. So we perpetuate experience. We interact that experience somehow. How do we do that? Yeah, I mean, you have to be in such good conditions to just perpetuate transformation. You have to interact. Then what? You get the burst of energy, you do something, what? Oh my god. You listen or something like that? Or you speak then listen? Because that's kind of the important part. Whew, that's a lot of interactions. And a lot of things to understand as well, every single one. Every single part we go. Again, let's try that again. If you want to embrace rules, or magnetics, or relationship, that's a little bit easier. One of those dot connecting things is the most important part is a relationship. Right? You can say rules. Okay, it can also be phrased as agreements between people, so that you can have a relationship, because that's how you extend yourself, by knowing that another person is kind of responsible for something that you want to achieve. That's what you're looking for. Okay. How do we perpetuate that? How do we oh man, it's getting harder. It takes a lot of energy to do that. How do we embrace? Fuck. M. We started with embrace. Alright. Embrace the relationship. You pick up the experience or trigger. Usually we have to trigger the experience or the knowledge that is already accumulated. Okay, you can do that. We interact that or express that, or Or do we remember that? We trigger recall. Because how do you transform experience? You have to recall it. You have to make, by recalling, you also have to trigger the body to respond to the emotion. Alright, that's good. Then you do things, and the most important doing is saying or expressing that memory or thinking about it, analyzing. It always depends on what you're trying to do. Then you express that and listen, I guess, and figure out what's the point. To embrace the relationship, you need to solve problems, but you also need to have all the conditions in order to express the problem and to solve it, right? You have to listen to another person and keep bouncing this thing to get more and more information, to trade information between each other, and this way you can create a bond. But it's through bouncing. What if you don't bounce? What if you want to just have this triangle and just use time rather than really vicious cycle of bouncing things? Even though that's probably still what's going to be happening. I mean, time kind of translates into that anyways. Or that's my theory. Oh man. Yeah, but the whole point of this Blackboard Plus is that I'm not actually writing anything. And if I would be writing, it would be so fucking messed up. But now that I'm doing it, I'm actually doing it. The more action you do, that's a lot better than just writing. Of course, I would use, my laptop to type it, but even then, this is the place where I type. The OneNote, right? It's so hard to organize this stuff because it's just fucking thoughts. It just is organizing. Is my thought process of how to condense this information into rules. How to turn logic into rules, then perpetuate more logic and turn more into rules. So over time I just perpetuate myself to do more logic. People who are stuck are not able to perpetuate or something like that. But that's a simple process. You just try to get from experience into thinking about it. And maybe by doing that, you can also get experience. And continue perpetuating that until you can't, or you solve the problem, right? That's the thing. I'm trying to solve a problem. So once I'm done solving, I can, once I'm done solving, I can move on, right? I can no longer make the cycle happen because I just did it, right? I just got here. I cannot create an experience because I don't know. Is that? No. It's because I don't have a problem. I don't have passion to move in time, something like that, to create an idea that I could solve, right? The whole process of creating a rule is solving an idea, right? Holy crap, there's a lot of noise right now. But yeah, I have to continue. No pausing, no nothing. It's Blackboard Plus, baby. And it's fucking tough. But yeah, we almost solved the problem here. What we do is we turn ideas into solutions, small solution at a time. We might have... Holy shit, are you serious? The alarm clocks everywhere. Every fucking where right now. At 3:30. It's fucking serious. Oh my god. And sometimes you have distractions that doesn't let you go through. To have clear time travels. Oh baby. Them time travels. Okay. That stopped. People take a lot of fucking time to wake up, but whatever. Emma really wake up. Even though I didn't go to sleep. That's why I'm doing this garbage. So I'm going from experience through idea. Takes time to figure out, right? An idea, a problem, or a step, or another question that I could answer. Every time I do that, I can express that. How am I expressing that though, right? I'm still kind of bouncing around, am I? I'm just not listening to anyone. Do I have to? Damn. The real question right now is, am I really just bouncing around and that's the only way to do it? Even though I think it just takes time. I just convert experience into an idea. But that doesn't solve anything for me. Yeah, sure, but I trigger myself emotionally. See, and when I can trigger myself emotionally, I trigger everything else. And there is no fucking time. Oh man, that's the whole deal right now. Oh my god. There is no other way. There is no shortcut to avoid shortcuts. Fucking hell. Time just simply means that over time you can't fucking avoid going back to the same square, I would say. But all energies are connected through shortcuts. But that is a shortcut. Why it's so fucking hard to just do that? So the real question right now, is it possible to justify or to explain that this can happen? That this cycle can happen somehow? Does someone feed you questions, maybe? Feed you ideas, but then someone else has to do it? And then you solve it, and then you're like, oh my god. Oh my god. Only when oh my god happens, when you go full cycle, and you're like, oh, I have this good idea now. Let me solve this. I can't fucking justify this anymore. No time. Everything directly comes from doing the action that you fit into an idea. And the more action you do, the easier for you to solve. To connect the dots. Is it? Damn, I'm really not in a good shape, am I? To solve this right now. Maybe this BB or Blackboard Plus thing should go for every single Blackboard. And that's the idea, right? To just, because I do a Blackboard Plus, and I take so much time to figure out, but then I have to like express that, and I only have one take. One fucking take. I have to push through the hard part of analyzing things in a Blackboard Plus, and then I can just one take it in a shorter version. And if someone wants to reverse engineer, which is always reverse engineering. I mean, when you're creating art, you have to understand that you are simplifying things. Until a person is cool enough to reverse engineer how did you do it. And that is the whole fucking idea of art, is simplifying things and making people want to understand how did you do it. And so they look behind the scenes, right? That's the point. Of course, if they are interested into the process. Otherwise, why should you care? But of course, the behind the scenes have to have value, have to have this the raw value, that it's not actually art anymore. It's as deep as you can go. It has to give you full information of this, and you can dig in. So that's pretty much what Blackboard Plus is, right? Giving you as much information as possible. Okay. Doesn't solve the problem, but we have triggered something else. So sometimes it's gonna trigger something else. I still have to deal with it. That's fine. Oh, and X, when you press X, you can switch from one to another. Holy crap, that's useful. That is so useful. I can switch from black to white in a push of a button. God damn it. I can't believe this is so useful. But yeah, you just get into the right environment where you're perpetuating experience. When you're doing something and you're able to think, you kind of, I don't know how to explain this, but this is it. The Blackboard is how I perpetuate my ability to put things together. This is what it is, to put things together, to simplify. This is actually art. And I don't fucking get it right now. How is this art? I never treated this as art. Rules are the greatest art? Is it? Or expression? But yeah, because rules is what we call games, right? Or the essence of games are rules in which games work. And those rules can tell a good story. Makes sense, right? That rules are the biggest form of art. Are the hardest to achieve, of course, because you have to make them simple, you have to make them consistent, you have to connect every single rule as many times as possible to many other things to kind of perpetuate the value of rules. Like gravity works everywhere. You can use it, you can abuse it, kind of, but it's consistent. You cannot bend the rule, you can only use it. That's what games are. The form of art, or rather the physics. It's kind of like the best game ever, right? Reality. Okay. How does that solve my problem again? I said that this is what perpetuates. And it's probably gonna be really hard to understand every single energy. Right now I'm really focused on it. I'm really focused on clarification, on simplification, on how much time it takes to do that. To just put things together real tight into some kind of simple basis. Yeah, it's not gonna happen on this blackboard. Is kind of still good enough, I'm saying. I wanted to program my own blackboard, and it's gonna happen, but at the moment I have to explore what I have right now. The biggest problem being that I cannot write words real fast. I have to draw them. So maybe someday I'll build a blackboard for myself. But at the moment I have this, and it's not bad. It's really not bad. Just have to take it slow. And also, this is what one problem I have right now. One problem. It haunted me a lot already. What do I do with a blackboard? Do I have it already full of stuff? Or do I have it empty, but I fill it up? Now it seems like I could just Damn, it feels good, man. So what do I choose, right? Well, one theory is that this could be, or this could be a blackboard where I already filled from the Blackboard Plus, right? So I would show this board, or simple version of it, and I would talk about something. Although I still wouldn't be ready, I don't think. Or maybe I could just talk about my experience. Now express that in a valid form. Okay. Do I really want to get into that valid, not valid problem? What is Blackboard Plus and what is Blackboard? Now that's a question, right? Even though it all comes down from my question of how do I embrace an energy. First, I should prove that there are 7 energies, right? How long are we? Oh baby. Let's not extend this over an hour though, because of rendering and shit. So there are 7 energies. So we have physical. I'm gonna change our names a little bit. Maybe just keep the same. Body. Or just, I don't know. We have 7 days of the week. Okay, we have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wait, let me extend this a little bit more. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday, and Sunday. From M to S, from moon to the sun. That's the important part. The important part, there are 3 days of the moon, 3 days of the sun. And the same way energies work, where in the middle you have the most split up energy, or the central energy of doing, of the action, of the most, when things try to balance themselves from 1 to 0, which is the whole purpose of yin and yang. The whole purpose of it is just action itself, and that is what the central energy is. So we understand that. Now the corner energies are the most potent energies. So we have to understand the spectrum of motion, I guess, of of high chaos. So it's high and low. When we have high motion, we have chaos. When we have low motion, we have kind of solid state, kind of have physical state, because physical state cannot be chaos, or the most chaotic state cannot be physical, which I would argue that the highest form of energy is the least physical energy there is. So kind of solid, or unity. Haha. Got you by the balls, Unity. Anyways, so we move from one energy source or form to another, and then it loops over again, and the week starts all over again. And this is one of the things that I've learned, but I'm keep on learning, just because I'm trying to clarify myself of what is going on right now. So we understand the most extreme parts, we understand the middle. Now we need to understand the meat parts. And yeah, I'm not sure if I want to prove that yet. Just want to tell that yes, there are 7 energies, and that's what the weekdays are meant to be. And that you can embrace different parts, but yet again you have to balance them out. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not sure where to go with this. Interaction. Yeah, interactions comes in Friday, and there's no surprise, right? That's where the most interactions is, where the party starts, right? But you know, it's starting to become chaotic once you start having interactions. This is where the work happens Thursday. Beforehand, you have to not prepare, but this is the part of the idea, right? You have to figure out so we have that part. Do we go from low to something then? How do you pick up from low state? Well, I don't know, I want to say listen. I will say copy. Copy from people who are in higher states, right? You draw from them. And do you necessarily want to go forward or backwards in order to understand the Saturday? Because you interact, right? But you have to This is where the rules are. So, still want to go forward though. Not understand from height. So if you want to interact, you want to make a use of that interaction, I guess. Can I just put art in here? I don't know. I just did, but does that make sense? Interact, then you make art. Oh, I can tell you a story then about the game jam. Game jam starts at Friday. Interact with a bunch of people, then you do stuff, and then you get high. Easy, but it makes sense, right? And then it ends. Then the whole fucking thing ends. And tell you what, that was a really low point in my life when it ended. But yeah, cool. Yeah, that was fun. That was 1 hour, kind of 1 hour-ish. I want to overextend again. To conclusion, we can kind of look around a little bit. So to embrace an energy, I've chosen to figure out through understanding how can I embrace rule making in general. And rules is the essence of what makes games cool, and why simple games are so awesome. Simple games, baby. And that's what I'm trying to do with the Spawned Arcade. Make simple games, simple concepts of rules, and turn them into games that you can, experience. Simple. And then you have simple engine that simplifies the work. The whole fucking thing is kind of efficiency. Well, yeah, you set it up so it would be efficient. You solve problems. By making them more efficient, turning them into bumps rather than to from spikes into bumps, or from bumps into straight up, or into just shortcuts with portals. You can do that. Oops, we're running out of space. Let's go to portals. Alright. Wait. Here's how you do portals, right? Or maybe here's how you do portals. Is that fair enough? Anyways, I think I want to be done with this. So, but that was so cool. That was so nice. Oh, baby. Can't wait to do a blackboard about this. The blackboard. First you have to draw the blackboard. Then you can show it to other people and be like, bam, guys. you can't do that. I'm the best. Okay, simple games, right? That's what rules are, or expression of rules. Is art. Is something that gives experience. Exactly. The best shortcut to experience has to be stories. And this is it. This is fucking it. Not ideas, not nothing, not even a gatekeeper of experience can do that. It's a shortcut. Still, only in the most important transformation of energy. Bam! Got him. I got him. I was blinded. I'm pretty sure it's hard to understand because you don't know the concepts, but come on. Doesn't matter. It all matters to me. I let you matter as much as you want by giving you information. That's all that matters, right? The information, the amount of information. You can pick it up and be like, I can do whatever I want with it. That's so cool. Yeah. Information. Alright. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty simple. Alright, I'm done.